Retard Maxim 101. We're back. For the people that have been to the channel, you know the drill. No editing. Just retard maxing, spewing. Stop worrying. You've gotten here today. You're here today. And all these things you've worried about in your lifetime, whether it was the past, the present, the future, all these things that you've worried about, you got past. Something that once worried you, you don't worry about today. Because you got past them. You're still here today. You still exist. You're okay. You're here today. So the things that you're worrying about right now, granted, you're spending time in your mind. In order to have the emotion, the feeling of worry, you have to be up here. So step one is realizing that the thing you're worrying about right now, you will get past. At some point, that this thing that worries you, that you're stressing, that you have anxiety over, it'll pass. All the other things did. Delete the frontal lobe. Stop being up in your mind. The thing that holds you back the most is yourself. It's you questioning, should I do this? Should I do that? What happens if I do this? The expression of you're your own worst enemy is common for 99.9% of people on planet Earth. You're the one that talks yourself out of doing something. You're the one that says it's a bad idea. You're the one that worries about what could happen, what may happen, the outcome. You're the one that tries to envision the perfect outcome in your head. And you do that, and you just dig a hole. What if this happens? But I want this to happen. I'm scared if this happens. And you're just digging a hole. To the point where you're in this hole that you can't crawl out of. So now this thing that you wanted to do, that you contemplated doing, that you may be worried about, that you stressed about doing, you can't even go and do it. Because you already made up your mind. But if you delete the thinking, the calculation, the coordination, this grand master plan, this strategy that you're trying to put together, you delete all of that, there is no room for an excuse for what could happen. Because you're going from idea to execution. You're just doing. You're just trying it. And there's a good percentage that it's not going to work out. You're going to fall down. Someone's going to get upset. It's not going to go the way that you tried to envision. There's no envision because you just went and did it. But now you know what to do better next time. Because you were hands-on. You got a direct result. As humans, we strive for results. We want to see the end. We want to know what happens. But majority of people never know. They never find out what fucking happens because they don't go and try it. They think about it, they envision it, and it stays imaginary. Stays up in your mind. It never becomes reality. And this is going to sound corny. It's going to sound cliche. But everything that you're able to tell yourself, that you're able to envision, that you want, you're able to go get. There's just this gap. You picture it like a road. There's this gap from what you want and getting it. And the in-between is yourself. It's your mind. It's talking yourself out of not doing it. It's being comfortable being comfortable. Where it should be being comfortable being uncomfortable. Because that part, from here to here, that's the scary part. It's the part where you make an excuse. I'll do it when the kids get older. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. I'll do it next year. And then you're 80 years old with a list full of regret. Zero lore. But that gap from what you want in execution, getting what you want, that doesn't exist. That gets completely deleted when you just go and try it. And so I'll say, like, there's people that say they want to travel the world. They hate their job. They don't want to be in the relationship that they're in. But they make an excuse to give comfort to their mind. I don't have any days off. I can't take that trip. Fuck your days off. Fuck your job. Just go do it. What's more important to you? What makes you happier? Oh, but then how will I make money? Figure it out. You're retarded. You're retard maxing. You'll figure it out. You asking yourself the question of, how will I make more money? That's you being in your mind. That's overthinking. You're asking yourself a question. Just go do it. Figure it out. There's endless ways to make money nowadays across the internet. You'll figure it out. Be unemployed for a bit. You'll figure it out. Get uncomfortable. You hate your job, but you make a steady paycheck, but you fucking hate it. You hate your life. Every single day you're showing up to somewhere that you fucking hate, talking to people that you don't like, responding to a shitty boss, a douchebag of a boss, but you get a steady paycheck. Get uncomfortable. Quit the fucking job. Shit's gonna be tough for a bit. You're gonna be penny pinching. But you're gonna get to the other side and you're gonna be fucking happy. You're not supposed to be comfortable. You're meant to take the risk. You're not supposed to be comfortable. You just put yourself in this box and you sit there and you're cozy. It's Groundhog's Day. You just keep looping and all these things you said you wanted to do. I'll get to them eventually. But majority of people, they never get to them. They never do them. Something when I was younger that scared me so bad. It's the reason why I just retard max and pursued exactly what I wanted. And I'm not there yet, but I'm enjoying the journey. But something that my dad told me that scared me so much was that when he was going to college, he wanted to be a firefighter. But he landed a job at the city that was a steady paycheck and it was comfortable. It was a guarantee. And so that thing that he wanted to do when he was younger, he always wanted to be a firefighter. He pushed it to the side. Doesn't exist anymore. I have this steady job, this comfortable job. And I love my father, but he told me that story and he said, I always want to be a firefighter, but I got the job at the city, didn't really like his job. It was just a steady paycheck. And he did that for 30, 40 years. He'll never be a firefighter. And he told me that when I was probably like 14 or 15. And it tattooed on my brain and imprinted on my brain that I never want that. That's nothing against my dad, but I never want that. He spent 30 to 40 years working a job that he didn't necessarily hate, but he didn't love. He didn't like showing up to it every day. He wanted to be the firefighter. And now he has to live with that, and I don't want that. And that's why you need to be retarded. It doesn't matter. You need to retard max your life. It doesn't matter what age you are, what ethnicity, whether you're in a first world or a third world country. You can start retard maxing your life. You can just start doing, start taking action, start grabbing your life. Instead of being your own worst enemy, be your own hero. It's very important, and I think a lot of people get mixed up a little bit because there's some, I do some skits, and there's like some comedic value. Some of the stuff that I say and that I do. But people mix that up sometimes where this is satirical. It's satire. It's like a comedy skit. Or they hear the name retard maxing. And the end part maxing they associate with all this gay shit like looks maxing and health maxing. Or whatever, maxing this, maxing that. And then retard being a former, I don't even want to say former, a derogatory term for the people that are fucking pussies on the internet that let a word affect how they feel. So they think it's satire, but the philosophy, and I don't call it a mindset because a mindset you have to be up here. The retard's never up here. It's a lifestyle. A mindset you can change. Like that. A lifestyle, you have to live it. You have to breathe it. And that's why retard maxing is a lifestyle. but it's the art of not giving a fuck. It doesn't mean that you go be a complete degenerate. You can, but it doesn't mean you go be a complete degenerate and fucking, be self-sabotaging. That's you can retard max to drinking and all these different. You can apply that energy to anything and that lifestyle to anything, but the true core belief, the lifestyle of retard maxing, is the art of not giving a fuck, throwing logic out the window, stop overthinking. Be the retard in the arena. Just do. Just try it. Everything. Try everything. Say yes to everything. The retard is always learning. Everything is a lesson. Because the retard doesn't think before he does. And that's a skill that you can develop, but it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to do that. Because majority of people, they never get there. For the next 7 days, say yes to at least 3 things. Statistically, you say no to 89% of the questions you're asked, response. But if you get that ratio to 50-50 even, you work your way up, you'll find yourself in a completely different place. You do that for 7 days, you're going to accomplish more than you did in the past year. Because you're so accustomed to saying no. You're so accustomed to being scared. To being comfortable. Moral of the story. Stop worrying. Stop giving a fuck. Stop being comfortable. Go take the risk. Retard max your life. And try new shit. Be the hero. I think that's it for today. Retard maxing. Change your life. Alright, retards. Love y'all. Life is bliss. Life is beautiful when you're retard maxing. And let me be a testimony to it. Consciously for the last 6 months, I will say I'm the happiest I've ever been. And there's things that you can't control that try to switch that a little bit. They bring your levels down a little bit. You go on a bit of a roller coaster. But in terms of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis and the experience, the skills I'm acquiring, the overall genuine mood. I'm waking up and I'm just there's like a new vibrance. And I'm sober. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. Nothing. I don't need to because I'm retard maxing. Love you guys. Peace.